So, this past, no, it was last weekend.
Last week.
Yeah, last week. Hell in a Cell was here in the city of Detroit.
Hell in a cell.
Damn, dog.
I just had to do that.
Damn.
If you're gonna do that, move back just a little bit.
Son of a bitch.
But so today we're finally going to pay up our water bets from what 3 months ago.
SummerSlam. It's fall.
Man,
You guys are the ones fucked up.
we should just go ahead and get it out of the way. It's cold now, man.
I've been saying
that. we fucked up. But let's go through the results of our water bet from this past weekend. Hell in a Cell, which was here in the city of Detroit. We'll talk about that a little bit more. But so Kyle, who do you think won?
I like me out the group. So
Okay.
I just, from the way you bastards are talking, I think I might have lost.
Kev?
I'm kind of iffy, but I think I did good this time.
Okay. Kev, you're right. You won, man.
Shit.
Boo.
You had five. You got 5 of them right, man.
Boo, Wendy Testerberger.
The 2 Kyles tied with 4, and once again, I was at the bottom.
Hell yeah, you
I
get
had
wet,
3.
bitch.
So that means Kev's the lead dog.
And
Okay.
Devin's got to get wet twice.
That's what she said.
Well
So-
played.
So, Kev, I owe you lunch, but you're still getting wet today too.
Yeah.
So
That was this guy much.
But
And I still
yeah,
say
so
scot free.
It was Kevin had 5, the 2 Kyles had 4, and I had 3.
Who did he get? Who
Corbin.
The Corbin was the one that set him off. He picked Corbin.
No,
And I almost picked Corbin, too.
I should have picked Corbin.
I should have picked Corbin.
I should have picked anybody but who
I should have picked Charlotte. That's the one that pissed me off, because I was
But-
going
but
to
you
pick...
did pick
Charlotte.
You picked Charlotte. Technically, Charlotte won.
Yes, you won.
No,
I picked Natty.
No, you did pick.
I was going to
you
pick
picked Natty.
Charlotte, but I picked Natty
you're
because
right.
I didn't think she was going to lose the belt.
You did pick Natty. So, Kev,
Yes.
congratulations, man.
Thank you.
But you're still getting wet today. So.
Of course.
But
Bittersweet.
Hey.
but yeah, me and Salt Kyle, we both went to Hell in a Cell. We had a great time. Kyle, why don't you go ahead and talk about your experience at the new Little Caesars Arena and Hell in a Cell live, man?
First of all, I think the arena's beautiful. I think they did a really good job with it. I like we talked about heading into it. I like they got the whole portal thing with it, so it's easier to find your seat and stuff like that. The Bruce Pritchard show was freaking awesome.
Oh man, forgot about that.
Dude, they said on the podcast this week that we were one of the livest crowds that they ever had, and it's trending all over wide because Jim Cornette whipped his dick out while we were on the stage and stuff.
Okay, so so let's go ahead and talk about that real quick.
Pete the Rat.
Kyle,
No, it's George the Rat.
George the Rat.
Kyle, you were in the front row. I was sitting right behind you. Did you see Jim Cornette?
No, but it yeah.
No, Jim Cornette did not whip his dick.
Well,
he pretended to,
well,
and we saw
no,
his belly.
I mean-
I didn't see his dick.
I didn't see his dick, but I mean it yeah. There were some that definitely said they saw his dick, but
I think they're lying. They saw pale white skin and they said, "Oh my God, it's his dick."
But on another note, can we talk about how hyped Jim Cornette was? Hot damn, you'd have thought he wanted to shoot Santino in the head.
So
That was hilarious.
wait, did y'all hear about that whole situation?
Yeah,
was
Saturday.
hilarious.
So they got what happened for those that don't know. XICW had a big Detroit convention. They had Thunderbolt Patterson. They had Mercedes Martinez that was on the Mae Young Classic was there. Mia Yim was there. A whole bunch of people.
You had a convention beforehand. And people were signing
And
autographs.
Jim Cornette was there. So was Santino Marella. For those that don't know, they had their big beef when Santino first came in and was in OVW. They planted him in the crowd and wanted him to participate in Angle, and he screwed it up. And Jim Cornette proceeded to smack the shit out of him about 15 times. So they haven't really seen each other since. Santino insisted when they came to Kobo that he was going to come talk to him. And Jim Cornette goes, "Well, I tried to shake your hand. I don't have anything to say," and tried to walk away. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. And the third time, Cornette blew a gasket, and they got back and forth into it, and they kicked Santino out of Kobo.
Right. And yeah, this was the day before the show, and it was like, man. I was on Facebook, and I was telling people I was going to the Bruce Pritchard show, and it was like, "You better ask Jim Cornette about Santino." I'm like, the hell are you talking about? Then I saw the video. I'm like, oh my god. But I had a great time at Bruce Pritchard.
Oh, I thought it was hilarious.
Like I said, the arena is beautiful. I'm definitely looking forward to UFC 218. See how they have it set up for that one.
I got my tickets.
I'm working on that.
That's first week of December, right?
December 2nd.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Now I will say this: I think it's kind of a robbery that we're getting a winner UFC fight because the way that arena is set up. I've been to quite a few UFC fights. And a lot of times they have like a fan village beforehand where
They had one of
fighters
those
out.
in Chicago.
Yeah, they have fighters out there signing
Yeah.
autographs and stuff to do, and they got a great area set up right outside. I think I want to say it's the Myers entrance. They got a great area just set up perfectly for it. But
They were playing cornhole and all that out in front of there.
yeah, but
And we gotta find the picture, bro. They put me in the paper with my belt.
oh yeah, you made the newspaper.
I gotta find it. I tried looking for it the day after, but I don't know that it was posted yet. But yeah, I want to say it was for the Free Press. They took a
got
picture of me with
that.
my belt.
You need that.
I gotta find it.
That's your Facebook profile picture.
Oh hell yeah! Because you know it's gonna be a dope ass picture.
But let's get Kevin involved real quick. Kev, what did you think about the show, man?
Overall, I really did. And I thought it was like the start off, the kickoff match, the Usos. That was like
That was
a good ass.
That was
match.
badass.
Really good match. And
Very innovative.
I actually stopped working to watch the whole match.
The question is, were you ever really working?
No,
when
no.
I hear you were just walking around. And from what I remember you telling me the day after, you told me that your boss was letting you sit there and
Yeah.
watch the whole damn
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, she
So
did.
were
She
you
did.
really working?
Yeah, I stopped working and she was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Watching wrestling." She's like, "Go ahead."
Wait, Kev has literally done a whole 2-hour podcast
I sure
Yes.
at work.
He called last podcast. He was on.
No, that
the
was
whole-
like 4 podcasts ago.
No, it was the last one
What's the
too.
last
no, that was at home.
Oh, I thought you were at work.
No, the one I was at work and I was like,
Oh,
You never-
yeah,
you
you're
never
right,
tell.
you're right. But Kyle, what was your favorite match, man?
I'm gonna say the Usos. The Usos and the New Day. That one kind of set the bar for me. I mean, that was a great Hell in a Cell match. Let alone a tag team match. Let alone a match where I didn't see the Usos beating the New Day. So it was pretty innovative. I saw the most from New Day I've seen in a while. You know, like New Day, they're good, but they've been doing the same thing for a couple years now. So to see them kind of get like that little bit of aggression, you know, you got the power of positivity, but when you're, you know, literally caging somebody in with kendo sticks and beating their chest in, that's pretty gangster to me.
Ray, what was your favorite match at Hell in a Cell?
Man, I didn't even catch it.
So you were saying that basically you haven't really watched in like what, 2 years?
No, I catch it when I can.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's just like the way my life is, man. I'm moving 100 miles an hour. We got these kids traveling national tournaments. I'm all over the place every weekend or something.
Okay.
So, how did you get into wrestling? Like, what would be like your first moment of
You know what?
of wrestling in your life?
My brother started doing moves on me, and I wanted to learn some moves, so I started watching. Like from 91 till 2009. I don't even know if I ever missed a show.
Nice. So, were you just WWF or were you WCW also?
WCW for me was like a 3-year window.
I wasn't a big WCW.
But
Even
it was-
in the heyday, I wasn't
yeah.
a big WCW guy.
So you were watching Kevin Sullivan back in '93?
Man, dude, my favorite wrestler of all time, bro. I don't even want to offend anyone or nothing.
I'll put it out there.
Come on, man.
He's gonna say Hulk Hogan.
No,
"Oh, I'm about to say."
I was waiting
no,
for it.
no. But my brothers give me static for it. But Bret Hart, man.
Hey,
Nothing wrong with it.
I honestly, we had a podcast. What was that? That was before we were in the studio. That was like what, March or April?
Something like that, probably.
I honestly took forever to make my top 10 because I didn't want to leave Hart out.
That's
and I'm
tough.
like, if I'm gonna be a pro wrestler, that's who I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be Bret Hart.
Yeah.
And it was hard for me to leave him out of my top 10.
And that's the thing. It wasn't even about the wrestling. I think it was just the persona.
He made Pink cool.
Yeah.
You see him too many guys walking
He had
around
a
with Pink.
persona.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see, he was this guy that was known as the Hitman, and he backed it up.
He was kind of boring to me, but
I mean, he was a boring wrestler, but
No,
I don't know.
Technically, he is one of the. He's a great wrestler. He just never.
Him and Shawn
Lance
Michaels.
Arm born too though. It was a Canadian thing.
Who?
Lance
Shots fired.
But Kenny Omega's great, man. What are you talking about?
So was Kevin Owens though.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn.
Speaking of Kevin Owens, man, Hell in a Cell. How many of y'all saw Sami Zayn doing that?
None of us.
Cricket.
After the fact, it made sense, but I thought we both thought, and the people in the crowd all thought it was going to be Triple H.
Right.
I thought I remember I said that. I thought this would be the time for him versus Triple H match. I mean, coming him versus Shane, just make it a him versus the McMahon family type thing. Randy from 2009, the Stone Cold era thing. But I like it because, like I said, Sammy's been boring to me for a while.
Sammy's definitely
He's
needed.
been he
a character
needed
reset,
something.
yeah. And it was fun. Let's speak and say.
You know what?
But where we was at, we could literally see exactly where he came out. I'm like, whoever it is, I was thinking Triple H would come out right there, and I'm like, who the hell is that in the hoodie? And then when he pulled the hoodie back, I'm like,
Oh, you saw the hair.
Sammy
You
Zayn.
knew
Me
he was
not
ginger.
being a Sami Zayn fan, Tim from the page. Tim
Shout
text
out
me
to
like
T-Pain.
he texts me like, so are you a Sammy fan now? like maybe.
So are you a Sammy fan now?
Yeah.
You know what?
Bandwagon, some bitch.
I'll go on this. I saw at the beginning of SmackDown, and Daniel Bryan had him come out. I like the fact that he was basically shooting a underdog promo, but as a heel.
Yeah.
But the thing that still pisses me off whenever they've changed somebody heel in the last couple of years, they still come out to the same music, doing their same motion. He's still coming out dancing. As
Yeah,
a
but
heel.
that was the first week though. Let it.
No, but I'm saying they could have did like the same thing they did with Enzo. If the Enzo and Big Cass feud, to me, they could have made it a lot better if you didn't have Enzo coming out shooting the same I am Enzo and more. If you had him come out basically like Dolph Ziggler's coming out now, and having the emotion of him and Big Cass like breaking up their tag team, I think that would have took it to a whole other level.
But they've been doing that like with Jack Gallagher. He's healed now, but he's still got the same happy go music.
Yeah.
I like what he did on 205. I've actually watched 205 once, and it was pretty good.
Oh, that's still a thing?
I had to find it on the network.
I'm
It's
sorry.
easier to find Southpaw Regional Wrestling. Speaking of which, have
No,
you
he
watched
hasn't.
it yet?
No, he hasn't.
Have you met Ted?
So Ray, you gotta watch this thing called Southpaw Regional Wrestling. It's not that long. It's like
They're
2
5
seasons.
minutes episode.
Probably like what
20 minutes
total?
altogether from a bunch of skits. Basically, you remember the old school territory days of the 80s where it was just like characters.
Yeah.
Well, they got basically all the top guys to do this. Basically, it was meant as a joke for Vince McMahon's birthday. And then they saw how good it was, and they actually let them produce about 20 minutes worth. So you got John Cena, who's actually hilarious. He's a kind of a Ron Burgundy type old school announcer. You got, do you know who Rusev is?
Yeah.
You got Rusev playing what was it, Big
Our
Bart.
chicken farmer.
He's
I got to get the chickens.
He's
Man,
he's a
I can
stereotypical
totally,
farm,
I can
strong
vision
guy.
exactly how this went.
His wife, Lana, she's was it Christian Joy?
Kiss and Joy, yeah.
She's perfect as the Southern belle with the twang. I mean, honestly, it's perfect. And nobody say it. Don't say it. But watch it. The last episode, they have a punchline that was set up through the entire thing.
First season.
It's gold. Honestly, I'm watching it on my phone, and when the punchline came, I'm like, I'm like, geez, that's how you write comedy.
That's
I'm like,
brilliant,
that's
right?
that was actually good comedy.
I gotta check
He
this out.
texted me and I was like, I know what you're talking about.
Because he had seen it about 20 minutes before me, and then I watched it, and I texted him. He's like, there's gonna be a point where you're gonna laugh hysterically. I'm like, I'm already laughing. He's like, no, you're gonna laugh hysterically, and it happened. I'm like, jeez, that's gold. That's gold. They have a Ric Flair impersonator.
Uh-huh.
That's actually Ric Flair.
No, get
Because
down.
it's the late
80s.
80s,
Right,
it's supposed to
right.
be an impersonator where they have his old picture. It's really Ric Flair doing
Man,
the promo.
I just seen something with Ric Flair, man. I don't know if it's a documentary or something.
Yeah, 30 for 30.
No, 30.
Yeah, the 30 for 30 about the, yeah.
That's
Can't wait to see that, dude.
Dude,
Yeah, I
the
don't
little,
wait for
the
that
few
one.
clips that they showed was like, what the fuck?
It's Flair, man. I mean, this has been needed for a while.
It's like what 3 weeks from now you come out?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
It's the
November
day
7th.
November 7th.
But it was like
It's the
one.
day of mowing.
It was like one strange like section that they showed. I don't. It was so fast, but it was like he went from 30,000 people screaming to soccer dad.
Yeah.
I was like, what
Yeah.
the hell just happened here?
And it's crazy, like his daughter Charlotte, she's probably one of the best female wrestlers in the world right
She's
now.
one of the best athletes, period.
And she's honestly one of the few ones that you can look at. Like when you look at multi-generational wrestlers, you got The Rock, you got Randy Orton, you got Hart, but her as a female, she's probably going to be that golden standard that they look at for females, like taking over for like. There's another one, Blanchard,
Tessa Blanchard.
Tessa Blanchard.
Yeah.
Her
Other
father
one?
was in the Four Horsemen with Rick,
Right.
but Charlotte, like, I don't feel bad about saying this right now. She's probably gonna go down as the greatest female wrestler of all time.
Right.
Already, she's on that path.
Kind of hard to argue that.
Best driving moonsault since Kurt Angle too.
Alright. Like me and Kyle talked about this at Hell in a Cell, man. Like whenever she does that moonsault, it scares the shit out of me.
And the way she lands, though.
She commits to it. Like
It's
she,
like,
she
man,
commits to it.
I'm not wishing this on her, and I wish nothing but the best health. But I'm just afraid she's gonna hit it the wrong way one day.
She commit. I mean, she commit. She basically goes. She jumps like, okay, catch me. She doesn't jump to brace herself. She jumps like, no, catch me as I'm going. Like you need to do some of the work too.
Man, I gotta get to finish reading their book. I just got their book that's by both of them. I got a signed copy from them both.
Throw that in there.
Yeah, I want to read that too.
Dude, hashtag reading.
That's a great family.
Dog, but it's,
Fundamental.
I mean,
That's a tough sport to have a family in, man.
Oh yeah, I mean,
well, especially when Flair was around. I mean, dude, they were.
Yeah.
having that name. I'm
mean,
looking at their
Styling and
brother.
profiling.
Yeah. I mean, you just got to keep in mind. I mean, you got to. How difficult is it when you look at that? How much they're on the road,
Oh yeah.
and then the kids. Like that's tough, man.
She's. I mean, I know. I haven't read the book, but I know from past years. She said that he wasn't in a lot of her life because he was on the road.
Yeah.
And that
More
was
so,
even
well,
before it
no,
was now.
more so he was in her life more so than David and Megan and all them. See now, Charlotte, he said that he was able to be in her life a lot more, but with David and Megan and all them,
I know he wasn't. I know Reed. Like they had a kind of a strained relationship. I
well,
know.
it's because he had drug issues.
Yeah.
So wait, you haven't read the whole book yet, but kind of, I guess, sort of like, she's the youngest, right?
I believe so.
They
So
re-
I guess
they
he
re-
tried to spend more time with her, try to slow it down a little bit.
Yeah, she caught the tail end of it.
Cause she was on. She was on an episode of Nitro, wasn't she?
Yeah,
Yeah.
a couple of
I
them.
remember she was on.
Well, dude, he
Nitro.
talked about on his podcast that he had a couple stories of her going out and partying with all of them when she was young.
And
like,
Jericho and stuff like that. Yeah. Man, so Kev, why don't you go ahead and give us the Too Sweet report, man?
Yes.
Oh,
Something very, very monumental happened outside of the WWE with the
Well,
Bullet Club. Why don't you
in
go
the
ahead and break
world
that down
wrestling.
for us,
Well,
man?
because of the so-called invasion they did, because it wasn't like the DX WCW
Dog, they
invasion
attempted
20 years
it
ago.
to be that way.
Huh?
Dog, they attempted it to be
Yeah,
that
they
way. They just
attempted,
didn't
but-
have the same hype that WCW.
Yeah, of course not.
They didn't have a
Yeah.
tank either.
And the
That
fact,
too.
So they did they did that little invasion, and Jimmy Jacobs came out and did a picture with him, and ended up losing his job in the midst of that.
Jimmy Jacobs lost his.
Oh yeah, he's
Yes.
fired. Oh yeah, he's
he
gone.
got
He's
fired.
legit fired. Like it's no, he's gone.
So for those of you that don't know, Jimmy Jacobs is actually he's from the Detroit area. He wrestled in Ring of Honor. And a lot
He
of
wrestled on that show that Don wrestled on.
Really?
Yeah.
So Jimmy Jacobs, he was he a writer or
Yeah, writer.
he was a writer for the WWE, and like I said, a lot of his friends were part of that invasion. And
Yeah, so he ended up losing his job because of the picture they took, and they got sued, but they got a cease and desist letter for the Too Sweet hand gesture. So
I'm kind of surprised it took this long for that to happen, man.
I mean, they've made a lot of. I mean, that's one of the highest selling pieces of wrestling merchandise in the last.
Yeah,
few
but I
years.
don't think WWE cared until they tried to smack him in the face with it.
but damn, but think about it. Like think Bullet Club have done in the last couple of years. They have took Cody Rhodes' last name from him.
True.
Well, WWE did that.
But at the same time, it's his father's name. Like,
He had it before he was ever signed with Vince McMahon.
yeah.
He was-
WWE still owns that though. So.
So I'm saying like, but with that, they took that the hand gesture. It's like they the whole thing with the suck it. They can't do none of that no more. So now it's like,
Man, so no more super kick party.
It's still Super Kick Party.
Oh, okay.
I get him on the suck it. I get him on that. The Too Sweet one, that was around before they started. I mean, even
Yeah,
Scott Hall said he got it from somebody who played in the NFL.
That's what I'm saying. That was,
No,
Sean
X-Pac
Warman. Sean
came up
Warman
with
said,
it. It was a Turkish mafia.
yeah, he said he got from Turkish Mafia.
I know they said they got. I know I've seen people do. I saw an interview with Scott Hall. He said he saw somebody do it playing. I think he said University of Texas or something. He saw
Oh,
him
that's-
doing it.
that's-
that's
Yeah,
the hook 'em
he
horns.
thought it was
Horns.
hook 'em horns,
Hook 'em
but he saw him doing different. He's like, he saw him doing it to somebody,
Oh.
and he's like, that's a little different. That's cool. And I don't know how you can trademark an actual gesture.
But
I
now
think
it's-
it was more they felt like it was a smack to the face when they tried to do the invasion thing.
So now it's just one sweep with the pinky down.
So it's one sweet now?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're doing it the same way. It's
with
just
the pinky down.
It's one sweet. I don't.
it's not the same.
It's
dude.
not
not.
the same.
So- So does that mean we can't do too sweet or delete anymore? It's
Oh
not-
no, we're not getting paid. So here we're good.
Especially considering the profile picture for the show, we've all got Too Sweet up in it.
And WWE merchandise shirts on that was
No, you
Wait.
motherfuckers.
Wait,
dude.
and in case WWE is listening, that's not too sweet. That's the quiet wolf.
So what? Kev, why don't you give us your thoughts to start it off on an event we all saw coming a mile away, something that I honestly didn't know I wanted until it actually happened.
Uh-oh.
But we got a reunion of a very heralded group of wrestlers known as the Shield. Some of you out there listening may know their names of Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns. Pause for booze and go.
Actually, I was actually excited to see that it was. I knew we seen it coming. We seen it coming a mile away. I was excited to actually see them actually together though. But like this past Monday, I was I wasn't really like excited as I was the first week because when they came out, Kurt Angle was talking so loud you couldn't even hear the
Sierra.
you couldn't even hear the Sierra Hotel. You couldn't hear none of that because
Right.
Kurt Angle was talking. I'm like,
Shut
is
up,
she
Kurt.
coming out? Like,
Shut up, Kurt.
Yeah, I think he did miss it because when that usually was my favorite part when they came out because when you heard that, you knew someone was getting
But
powerbomb.
I was really upset about the whole riot gear put it back on too.
I like that though. I actually liked it.
I did.
I liked the old
They had the
school
horrible
riot
shirts
gear.
last week, and they come back to riot gear.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like the shirt.
Wait, but all right, I had a problem with the shirts. Like y'all literally been together for like
5 minutes.
40,
Oh, they
47
had
minutes,
and
they already had
backstage
shirts.
interview and they had the
I'm
shirts
like,
on.
come on, man.
They just got off the hot press.
Because I'm like, wait, they in the backstage interview already? I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, oh, that's a new shirt. I thought it was Roman's shirt for. I mean, I was
Right.
because it's the same color. It's the same color palette as Roman's shirt.
So, quick question about the shirt. Kind of the shirt and the gimmick itself. How long do you think the shit is going to be together?
At the SummerSlam. No, I'm seeing Survivor Series.
So you don't even think it's going to be like one pay-per-view and then
I'm saying like they go probably be together until like maybe the Rumble, but or they trying to get Roman over. So
That it's so clear that
they're trying to get Roman over. So I wouldn't be surprised if it lasts until WrestleMania or a little bit before WrestleMania.
I say till Mania at least.
Like
I say it's gonna last.
Because if they do it real short, then it makes no sense.
I say Dean turns on Seth at the Royal Rumble.
but they gotta lose the
That's
tag team
not
title
Mania?
first.
Nope, that's the Mania match. The Mania match is gonna be Dean versus Seth, because he turned on him. Because it's gonna be Dean that turns.
So
Dean needs
who
to
takes
be
their tag team titles from them?
The bar, probably.
the way they've treated those titles, it's gonna be the Bar. I would rather see when Jeff comes back, them give it to the Hardy Boys, just to
No.
have one more, because they're not gonna turn Matt broken or woke. Yeah. Okay. So that's a good one. So that's a segue. So, have you ever watched what the hell are we gonna call it?
What,
Impact.
GF, Impact.
TNA.
The other one that was on all the old wrestlers. TNA.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
I've
so-
seen that before a few times.
So Matt Hardy, are you familiar with the broken Matt Hardy gimmick?
The broken Matt Hardy gimmick. No.
Oh,
Who
man.
wants to break that down for me?
Okay.
I love breaking
All right.
new stuff.
You got this one, Kev?
Yeah, I got it.
Start from
All
the
right,
beginning.
All right. So
On a cold winter night.
He was on
Matt
acid.
and Jeff was feuding,
Again.
Okay.
and was a freak accident, and Jeff had brain trauma. So
Oh, you know what? I seen that.
Okay, see.
Yeah. I didn't know that it ran on.
Yeah, he had brain trauma, and
yeah.
he
It was one of the best things in wrestling
yeah.
for
So
a minute.
he channeled all the best geniuses in the world, Beethoven and everything, and used it as a gimmick, basically.
Okay.
So in the midst of
If you get a chance, go on YouTube and look up broken. What is it called? Broken.
Final deletion.
Final
deletion.
deletion.
I should know that we're seeing this. I'm wearing a delete shirt.
Delete.
delete or decay.
That was pretty good too.
I'm gonna say this: watching it, it's really good. It's so bad. It's like The Room.
No,
the movie
it's-
The Room. It's
it's-
so bad, it's good.
Right.
But it's still kind of good.
It's good because it's different.
Yeah, you see them just throwing something on the wall and it sticks.
And it worked.
And
Right.
his son, his 1-year-old son, actually has a match.
Oh yeah,
And-
and he had a title. Didn't he? He won the title. with
Yeah,
it. So
for-
he's actually one of the youngest title holders in professional wrestling.
He won a type of Rock Spud.
I don't think anybody can top that, man.
But the thing is, the gimmick is owned by the old company.
Okay.
So they don't own their names, Matt and Jeff Hardy. Those are the real names, so they can't own those. But they own the phrase "Broken Matt and Brother Nero," which is Jeff's nickname.
Which is-
his
that's
middle
his
name.
real name.
His middle name.
How the hell do they own that?
They,
Hey,
that's
Brother
been-
Nero.
just like WWE owns Cody, owns the
Rhodes.
Rose name.
Wow.
Cody
Yeah.
Rose left.
his
now
real
he's
name's
doing it.
Runnels.
But like that takes some real forward thinking, bro.
That's the thing that a lot of people are,
And
That
billions
kind of
of
stuff
dollars.
just blows
Yeah.
by.
because they own certain people's names. Like Dusty Rhodes is the American Dream. Like, even if you're not a hardcore fan, you've heard
Oh
of
yeah,
Dusty.
of course.
But his name wasn't Rhodes. So
Mr. Virgil Runnels.
Virgil Runnels. So when his sons came up, his sons being Gold Dust and being Cody, they also go by the same name as Rhodes.
But not
Wow.
Cody, not Goldust.
He went by
He was the natural Dustin
Oh
Rhodes.
yeah, okay.
and he was also the American Nightmare before Cody.
He was?
Oh yeah, technically Cody stole his brother's gimmick.
he doesn't wear it with.
That's why it was funny when they were Stardust and Goldust, because like, well, it's kind of the same thing. But they own the name Rhodes. So on the independent wrestling circuit, he's known as the American Nightmare.
Just Cody.
Just Cody, being his father's
Unless he's
dream.
with his wife. Then it's
Cody.
Cody and
Loophole.
Brandy Rhodes.
Loophole.
It's always a loophole.
So his wife, Brandy Rose, who's hot by the way,
Lucky
if
man.
they're together, they'll announce them as Cody and Brandy Rose. She can still go by Brandy Rose.
Good loophole.
Let's throw a little something out here for you guys, man. I wanted to check something out.
Oh boy.
Who's the hottest
Oh damn.
Wrestling.
We already had
We
this
already had
conversation.
ever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did a
Oh,
top.
let's
We
get
did a
his
top
opinion.
5.
Yeah, we
Let's
did.
get his
No,
opinion.
But let's get
I
your.
need a single one.
Okay.
Single
I
one.
don't know where I go. I don't know. I'm thrown off because it depends on when you ask.
What time?
Do you know who Naomi is?
Oh shit.
Naomi.
She's Jay Uso, Jimmy or Jay?
Jay.
Jay Uso's wife, which is Rakishi's son.
She used to be.
Oh yeah.
She used to be the cheerleader.
Yeah.
Funky Magic.
Fucking that. Well, fucking that.
Oh man, it was one. What was her name?
Did you know that tagged you on Instagram earlier?
I was
Yeah, I've seen
obsessed. I can't think of this girl's name. I was obsessed with her.
Trish Stratus? Yeah, yeah.
Wait, wait, wait.
She gonna be in everybody's.
Did I tell my Trish Stratus story?
Yeah,
on the
tell
show?
Trish Stratus. Tell Trish
Y'all
Stratus.
beefing.
You know what?
He's got.
We can
He's
fight
got
and
insane
right.
beef.
The last time I tried to put this on camera, it actually cut off right in the middle of your story. And I
Okay,
actually
well,
don't know this.
I'll wrap it up real quick. So, I want to say I was 15, 16 years old. I was in Atlanta visiting my sister. We were at Six Flags. WWF was there at the same time. Trish Stratus was there signing autographs. So I stood in line, me and my little sister. I don't know who this is. I'm like, I don't care. I'm Trish Stratus. I get to be Trish Stratus. So I stand in line. I get up to Trish Stratus and she signs. I'm like, what's your name? I'm Devin. She signs. Hey Trish, can I have a hug, Trish? I'm like, no. So from that moment on, fuck Trish Stratus.
Fuck her.
Unless you want to come on the show, Trish Stratus, we can work it out.
The savagery with the way he did
Fuck that. We off that. Fuck Trish Stratus.
the way he did it though. He's like,
Fuck her.
Yeah, Trish. Yeah, Trish. She's. I still got, at default, I still have Trish as my default.
Yeah, man, I was obsessed with her. It was like
Okay,
a
here's the
6-month
best way
run,
to
bro.
go about it. I mean, because if you're gonna go all time, that's a long ways to go. Because there's
Yes.
plenty I can name. Who's the one that when you were a kid we were like, oh damn, like who was it?
Terry Reynolds.
Okay.
Melina?
Man,
Marlena.
Really?
Hey,
Really?
dude, that's why when I met her, man, that was one of the best moments of my life, man.
you guys gonna jail.
I'm about to say Sunny then.
I don't even want to talk about it. You
All
guys
right,
gonna
who was-
jail.
Had Sunny days.
I honestly have to say Trish for me because I wasn't really feeling a lot of the ones they had in the before the Attitude Era. I mean, Sable, I had to play.
Sable was cold.
I had to play.
Yeah,
with.
she
I
was,
did have
dog.
that Playboy. I ain't gonna
When
lie.
she did the thing with the burlap sack,
Man,
oh
please don't.
buddy.
But
But that wasn't it for
I
me,
gotta
man.
go-
I
gotta
don't.
go
I don't know
Trish.
why.
I
I don't know
was a fan
why.
of Tori Wilson though. I like Tori.
I'm
Too
talking
long.
about who
Too
was.
tall.
Wait a minute,
No
though.
such
I'm-
thing.
Wait a
I'll
minute.
take Stacy over Tori.
Wait a minute, though. I'm
Ladies.
talking about the one that when you were a kid, you were like, "Damn, that's my like,
Terry Reynolds.
crush." You said that, but I mean, they're naming
As a
different
kid,
ones.
as a child,
Yeah.
it'd be Miss Elizabeth probably.
Okay.
Really?
I had to say
There weren't
Sunny.
that many women in wrestling back then.
No, it wasn't.
I have to say Sunny
Miss
as a kid.
Elizabeth was still fine.
Okay,
I was
for me,
also
man,
fine.
the one for me, and I liked her because she was different. I'm like
Luna
this
Vachon.
other- No, hell no, hell no.
Fabulous move.
Jackie.
Nope. For me, it was Lita, bro. Just because she was so different with
Well, that's the same as Lita. I mean,
with the way,
Trish,
bro,
there's no attitude there.
bro, with the way that she came out, like with the just the look, the tattoos, the fact that she, yep, that too, and the fact that she was doing moonsaults and all that shit, she was sexy.
I'll
to
say
me,
this.
dude.
I'll put
She's
her-
still sexy now.
If we're taking a 5, if we're doing a 5 best female wrestlers, just wrestling ability, I'm still putting Lita in there.
It has to be.
I'm still because she went out there with the
Yeah.
guys. She went out there with
That's-
men.
yeah.
She went out there with grown. I mean, any woman that can take a power bomb like she did from the Dudley Boys and
Yeah.
get up.
That's kind of what I like about
You
the
put
whole.
that's a, you
underground
putting her in
thing
a,
now,
it's a
dude.
different realm,
That's.
man.
I mean, she took. I mean,
But,
that TLC match they had. What was it? TLC 1 or 2 where they had Rhino.
It was
and,
2.
2. Those were the worst chair shots I've ever seen. Spike Dudley's chair shot. Honestly, I can't watch it, man. That's worse than when The Rock and Mankind, because Matt tried to kill him. If you watch that, he jumped off his feet with that. So the fact that she took a chair shot and she took a power bomb through a table, I'll give her credit for
Remember
that.
when Austin beat her with the chair?
Austin and Triple H.
They beat the shit out of her
Oh,
with a chair, dog. I love the 2-man power trip. Just saying, I thought that was dope.
I'll say that is probably the most.
Underrated.
God, if they could have,
Underutilized.
Dude,
if Triple
I
H
was-
doesn't get injured, that's gonna be up.
God damn it.
There might
Dude,
not be any
why?
evolution. If
Bro.
Triple H doesn't get injured, there might not be any evolution.
Bro, when they put them two together, I was like, oh my god, dude, I'm loving this. Dude.
Not to go off subject because I'm gonna bring it around TLC, but all right, I'll throw this as a quick topic. One thing that some people like watching wrestling for is the botches. There's Botchamania. Everybody can spot one pretty much now. That was the first time I ever saw somebody get injured. When Triple H pulled his quadricep, I saw it the second his quadricep got pulled when Jericho put him in the walls of Jericho. I'm like, he's pulling his quadricep. I can see it coming off the bone.
Ooh.
And the second he got up and he started limping, I'm like, no, that's not fake. He's injured.
When Vince got injured, he slid right in and got injured. Or Kevin Nash just standing there and got injured.
I honestly didn't know what he was doing
He just stood there.
when he tore him. Kyle, what would be the one wrestling injury that really affected you?
Wow, I've never thought of that.
I think because I've only seen a couple people legit get injured and they actually kept the camera on them.
Oh, never mind. I was there for this. The one that got me, I was there. It was at WrestleMania 23. Jeff got on top of the ladder. They put Edge in between the two in the ring and shit. I was there for it, and I thought that motherfucker was dead because they literally stopped the whole match. Like they all stopped moving. Nobody moved, and all you see, and they had the big long entranceway, and all you see is the EMTs come hauling ass down the thing. Like nobody moved. Like you could tell something went wrong because nobody moved. They all just stopped.
And that's the thing you can always tell because it gets serious.
Well, dude, and the way it went, like, I mean, dude, his body just, like, folded. It was nasty to watch.
Right. All the wrestling you've watched, what would be something that you ever remember seeing an actual injury?
I actually ordered the pay-per-view that probably it definitely left an impression on me because it messed me up. It wasn't even enjoyable after that. was when the Owen Hart thing happened.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
I see. I never got to see that.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That
Wait, did they actually show him fall?
because
Well, it happened
Yeah.
during the pay-per-view.
yeah,
No, I'm saying, but like,
no, it happened. Like
It happened during the pay-per-view, so they couldn't cut
Yeah.
it out. You can't
They,
see
they,
it
they,
now.
But
they
no,
won't
I-
let it be rebroadcast. That's why I've heard they have the footage, but
Yeah.
they'll never let it.
Yeah,
Vince
yeah.
won't ever
No,
let it
if
be
you
seen.
try to watch that pay-per-view on the network, it says this show is shown without the.
That match was cut out of the pay-per-view.
Not only
Right.
that, not
but
only
no,
that.
you actually saw him.
you know, in
Okay.
the pay per view, it's live.
Yeah, I didn't. I thought like it happened when they were like doing
And-
like another segment or something like that.
No,
I didn't
no,
know
no.
they actually.
Yeah,
Okay.
because it happened as entrance, right?
yeah.
It turned. It went from a, oh, that shit wasn't supposed to happen,
Mm-hmm.
and it was fucked up. You know.
How about you, Dan?
Joey Mercury held a TLC match.
Nose.
Yeah, when they did the seesaw
That
thing,
nose,
and like
man.
as soon as it happened, I'm like, "Ooh, man, that was bad." And then I saw him outside the ring, and his face just like melted, and I'm like, I'm like, yeah.
I could tell because I'm like, they don't bleed like that.
And then
Like they don't bleed like that.
the thing that bothered me the most was like his eye instantly shut, and I'm like, no one's eye is supposed to close. That like that was bad.
You know what? I'm gonna take this one back on that one. When Psycho said jumped from the top rope
Oh,
and broke
God.
his leg.
That's
That right there.
That's what Gordon Hayward's leg looked like to me earlier tonight.
Man, when he jumped, I was like, who idea was for him to do a top rope big boot? Who idea was that? Russo.
No, it was it's too long ago.
It's a
Just about
swerve,
rules.
bro.
All right, so we got TLC coming up in what, 2 weeks?
Sunday.
This
This
Sunday. Sunday.
So, the match card. Anybody got the match card
I
up?
got the match card right here.
I know on the
Wait,
it's a pre-show match, but I'll still give it respect. So
Wait,
we got.
do we want to
Sasha
do a
Banks.
water bet or do we want to skip this one? Because
I've been dry so far, so y'all can keep making the damn bets.
I say we save it for SummerSlam.
SummerSlam. Survivor Series?
Oh, you just want to save this from the winter months so you don't get cold.
No, no, it's not even that. It's like I don't want to influence, but this.
You don't feel it on this card?
This card ain't.
You don't have your bets on
This card ain't the best, man. No offense, but there's 3 women matches and 2 cruiserweight matches. This is not the best card, man.
All right, yeah, let's go.
But we can still give our predictions, but nothing on the line.
All right, Kyle, why don't you start us off? What's the first match?
The first match. Well, you want to do the pre-show?
Yeah, let's do the pre-show.
All right. We have Miss Alicia Fox, who finally has a T-shirt, by the way.
I actually like
I've
it.
been here 10 years,
I
no
like it.
t-shirt.
I like
Crazy like a fox.
I like it.
She faces Sasha Banks on the pre-show.
I really liked her interview with Lillian Garcia. Like, she told her whole story and all that stuff and explained a lot of the stuff with her character and all that. But as far as the match goes, it's Sasha Banks. Sorry, I just don't see Alicia Fox winning.
You want to give a prediction on this one? Are you familiar with these 2 young ladies? One of them is Sasha Banks, that's Snoop's cousin.
She's hot.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's.
I want to see her, but I don't got much of an opinion.
All right, Kevin. Let me let's see what you got.
Say Bossy Banks.
Banks.
Bossy Banks.
Bossy.
bro.
That's what Alicia Fox called it last night. Bossy Banks.
Devin.
Since there's nothing on the line, I'm going with Alicia Fox.
I'm gonna go with the Foxy one.
Really?
The fact that they're giving her this, Sasha, she could lose and still retain, her shine. Fox needs this one. Give Foxy a chance.
All right. Yeah, Fox has a chance.
Oh,
All right.
shit.
Next match.
yeah, that's Sasha Banks. That's Sasha.
That's
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg's cousin right there.
For that one.
Mercedes.
Bro, he had Snoop play her out to the ring for WrestleMania 32.
Oh, wow.
All right, next match. We have the Raw Women's Championship. Alexa Bliss defending against Mickie James.
It's actually a pretty good match because if she wins, she's a 7-time women's champion if Mickie wins.
Most ever, right?
Yeah. Well, it
I think
ties.
she has the most now, doesn't she?
Yeah, she has 6.
Yeah.
Because she's tied with Trish for 6.
Okay. So who goes first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I'll go with Bliss.
Twisted Bliss.
I can't go against her. Again, show him Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
I think he'll like that one.
Dude,
Yeah,
can we
let's
just
see
talk
something.
about that tag match on Raw? I wanted to call it Assapalooza. Bro,
They're doing something right
You should
now.
make that a thing, man.
Absolutely.
Hashtag
Assapalooza.
bro, all four. I mean,
You'll find that
and I
wrestling
don't-
promotion on
look,
Pornhub.
I'm running.
Whoa, I didn't
I'm
say
running
all
with
that,
by the
but
way.
I'm just saying, I'm not trying to sound sexist at all, but dude, if any guy in America can say that they weren't looking, bro. My point exactly.
And this is the debate we
Look at the
have.
picture I showed though.
This is the debate we have.
Was that Biscuit
Alexa
Butt?
Bliss or Shasta Banks? That's a debate.
Oh man.
Fuck.
I gotta go Sasha, man. Even though I was an Alexa Bliss trained before any of y'all, because I saw her in NXT here.
I said that. I've said that since NXT. Wait a minute.
No, NXT in Detroit last year. Wow.
I wasn't there for it, but I liked her in NXT. What the hell?
I did too.
Anyway, I'm going with Miss Bliss as well,
Kyle?
but Sasha's hotter. That was my original NXT back.
NXT Sasha.
I'm gonna go wild card. I'm gonna go Mickey. Just even though I love Alexa Bliss, but still.
Only because there's no water bed. That's
Yep.
why I'm doing that.
Yeah, you're right.
Kev.
I don't give a shit because I ain't
Bliss.
getting wet.
Yeah.
I can't go. I can't. She gotta have a legit.
2-0
like,
and making
I like
it out
Mickey
without getting
James,
wet.
but it gotta be somebody that I really believe that can beat her.
Okay. All right, we got to speed these up a little bit. So we got Asuka versus Emma.
Oh my
Wait,
god.
wait, you know what? I'm gonna go with the biggest Emma fan here. So
Emma's sexy as hell.
I want you. I
Want
want
to see
you.
Emma?
No.
Where's Zack Ryder?
Show me
Is-
some.
I have to.
You
Well,
really think
I'll go-
Asuka's gonna lose?
I'll go
in her
first.
debut match?
Asuka. Asuka.
Asuka. Yeah, I'm going with the Empress.
Asuka. Who's next?
Jeff,
Oscar.
Asuka.
Kyle.
Oscar.
Asuka.
Oh.
All right. We have. Why is this match even on? So Brian Kendrick and Jack Gallagher versus Cedric Alexander and Rich.
That's
Swann.
on the main show.
It's on the main show. So,
Cedric Alexander. I'll go for it. Cedric Alexander. This is gonna be the match I go to the bathroom on. Sorry.
Kyle.
What?
Cruiserweight match.
Cedric Alexander.
Just a default.
Kev.
I'm gonna have to go with Brian Kendrick.
I knew you were gonna say that.
He's the man with the plan. What you talking about?
Are you fucking kidding me?
Hold on. You see
Cedric
the
Alexander.
back shot picture?
Who's on Emma?
Wait,
I'm sorry.
What the hell is going on?
Sorry.
Oh,
Wait, who's that?
and somebody.
Emma.
And she got.
We can't remember how they look.
That's Emma?
Yes.
Yeah, oh yeah, I probably Instagram.
I did not see that.
Give Emma a chance. Give Emma a chance.
His reaction does crack me up to hell.
Dude, what the fuck?
Okay, let's get. Wait, we got less than 5 minutes. Let's get focused. All right. So the Demon
Focus, I'm focused.
versus Sister Abigail.
Bray.
Sister Abigail.
Bray?
Yeah.